Ladies and gentlemen, dreams, they're not just the stuff we think about when we daydream in the middle of the afternoon. They're not just the things we wish for when we blow out the candles on our birthday cake. No, dreams are something much bigger than that. Dreams are our purpose. They are what give our lives meaning, direction, and energy. But here's the truth: dreams alone are not enough. Without action, they're nothing but a fleeting thought. To achieve your dreams, you must take bold steps every single day. And guess what? You don't need years to make a difference. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. You can achieve your dreams in just 30 days. It's all about the choices you make today. The first step toward achieving your dreams is to get clear about what you want. And when I say clear, I mean crystal clear. You can't hit a target if you don't know what that target is. It's easy to say, I want to be successful, or I want to be happy, but those are vague and non-specific goals. What does success mean to you? What does happiness look like for you? Take a moment right now and think about what your dream truly is. Write it down, make it real, define it. Make it specific and measurable. When you can see your dream with clarity, you create a roadmap to get there. This is your starting point. It may sound simple, but clarity is one of the most powerful tools you can have. If you don't know where you're going, how can you possibly get there? It's like trying to drive somewhere without a map. You might make some progress, but you'll likely end up lost or stuck. When you get clear about your dream, you create a roadmap that leads you directly to it. So, how do you get clear? Start by asking yourself, what do I truly want? Don't rush this process. Take your time to reflect. Your dream doesn't need to be grand or complicated. It just needs to be true to you. This might be a goal related to your career, your personal life, or even your health. It could be anything that makes you excited when you think about it. The key here is to make it specific. Instead of saying, I want to be successful, ask yourself, what does success look like for me? Instead of saying, I want to be happy, ask, what will make me truly happy? When you define your dream, write it down. Putting it on paper makes it real. It shifts your dream from a vague thought in your mind to something tangible. This simple act of writing down your dream sends a message to your subconscious that you're serious about it. You're committed, and the more committed you are, the more likely you are to achieve it. But don't stop there. Make your dream measurable. Think about what success looks like at each stage. For example, if your dream is to start a business, what does success look like after 30 days? Is it launching your website? Is it making your first sale? Break it down into smaller milestones that you can achieve within a month. By making your dream specific and measurable, you can track your progress and stay motivated. You also need to get emotionally connected to your dream. Ask yourself why this goal matters to you. What will achieving it mean for your life? What will change? When you tap into the emotional reasons behind your dream, you'll find the motivation to push through obstacles. This emotional connection will drive you forward when times get tough. As you go through this process of clarifying your dream, keep in mind that it's okay for your vision to evolve. You don't need to have everything figured out from the start. What's important is that you start with a clear direction. And as you move forward, you can refine your path, but don't let the fear of perfection stop you from beginning. Getting clear about your dream is the foundation for everything else. It gives you a clear target to aim for. Without this clarity, you'll find yourself drifting, unsure of what to do next. But with a clear vision, you'll feel focused, driven, and ready to take action. It's the first step in your journey, and it's the most important one. So take the time to get clear, define your dream, and write it down. It's the key to unlocking the life you've always wanted. When you have a clear vision of your dream, the next step is to break it down into smaller, manageable goals. Achieving a big dream can seem overwhelming if you try to tackle it all at once. It's like trying to climb a mountain in one leap. impossible and exhausting. But when you break it down into smaller pieces, it becomes much more achievable, and every step you take brings you closer to the top. Start by taking a long, hard look at your dream. If your dream is to start a business, for example, what are the steps involved in getting there? Is it creating a business plan, finding investors, developing a product, or launching a website? Write these down. These are the broad areas that need to be addressed. Now, take each of these areas and break them down even further into smaller tasks. If you want to develop a product, what exactly needs to happen? Do you need to design it first, source materials, conduct market research? These smaller tasks are the building blocks of your larger goal. The beauty of breaking down your dream is that it gives you a clear roadmap. You know exactly what needs to happen, and you can begin to plan out how to achieve each smaller task. This approach also helps you avoid the feeling of being overwhelmed. Instead of thinking, I have to start a whole business, you think first, I need to do this, then this, and then this. Each task becomes a smaller, more manageable piece of the puzzle. You no longer feel paralyzed by the size of the goal because you have a clear, step-by-step path to follow. As you break your dream down, it's important to make each task actionable. The more specific you get, the more likely you are to complete it. Instead of saying, I need to work on my business plan, say, I will outline the first 3 sections of my business plan today. This gives you a clear action and a clear deadline. Setting deadlines for each smaller task is crucial because it helps you maintain focus and urgency. Without deadlines, it's easy to procrastinate or lose sight of your goal. It's also important to prioritize these tasks. Some tasks are more critical than others, so identify what needs to be done first. If you're building a website for your business, you can't design it without first choosing a domain name or selecting a hosting provider. Prioritize the steps that must come before others. Prioritizing helps you stay on track and ensures that you're making progress every day. You might also find that some tasks need to be done simultaneously. Maybe while you're working on your business plan, you can also start researching your target market or look into how to create a marketing strategy. Don't be afraid to multitask when possible. Just make sure each task gets the attention it needs. It's important to balance your time and energy so that you're not neglecting one aspect of your goal while focusing on another. Having a clear sense of what tasks need to be prioritized and which can be done at the same time will keep you moving forward efficiently. Remember, achieving your dream is not about doing everything at once. It's about taking consistent, deliberate actions. If you can focus on one task at a time, while staying aware of the bigger picture, you'll start to see progress. Even if you're only able to tick off a few small tasks every day, these small actions add up. Before you know it, you'll have completed all the steps necessary to achieve your dream. And don't forget to celebrate these small wins. Every time you complete a task, take a moment to acknowledge your progress. This boosts your motivation and keeps you inspired to keep going. Breaking down your dream into smaller goals not only makes it feel more achievable, but also keeps you moving forward with a sense of accomplishment. Ultimately, breaking down your dream into smaller goals is the key to turning a big, abstract vision into something concrete and actionable. By focusing on one step at a time, you make progress every day. No task is too small, and every task is one step closer to the dream you're working towards. When you break down your dream in this way, you're building the foundation for success brick by brick. It's the only way to turn the impossible into the possible. Believing in yourself is the foundation of any dream. Without self-belief, the journey toward achieving your goals will feel like climbing a mountain with no tools and no direction. It might seem tempting to doubt yourself, especially when faced with challenges or when others don't believe in your vision. But it is crucial to remember that belief in yourself is not a given. It is something you create with your actions, mindset, and perseverance. The first step to building self-belief is to acknowledge your strengths. Look at everything you've accomplished so far in your life. Think about the times you've faced difficulties and how you've overcome them. Remember the moments when you pushed yourself beyond what you thought you were capable of. Each success, no matter how small, is a testament to your ability. Start there. Recognizing your past achievements will help you see that you have what it takes to succeed. It might not always feel like it in the moment, but you've done hard things before, and you can do hard things again. Next, it's important to silence the negative voice in your head. We all have that voice, the one that says you're not good enough, that you don't deserve success, or that others are more talented than you. That voice is a liar. It will try to convince you that you're not capable of achieving your dream, but you have to learn to challenge those thoughts. Whenever you hear that voice, replace it with something positive. Remind yourself that you are capable, that you are worthy, and that your dreams are valid. This shift in thinking doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent practice it becomes easier. Over time, you'll notice the negative voice getting quieter as you replace it with affirmations of your strength. Another key element in believing in yourself is taking action. It's easy to say, "I believe in myself," but words alone won't get you anywhere. Belief is built through action. Every time you take a step, no matter how small, you are reinforcing the idea that you are capable. If you wait for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions to start, you'll never begin. Action is the proof that you believe in yourself. When you take action, you send a clear message to your subconscious: I am committed to this and I trust myself to succeed. The more you act, the more confident you become. Another powerful tool for building self-belief is surrounding yourself with supportive people. The people around you have a significant impact on your mindset. If you spend time with people who constantly bring you down or tell you that you can't achieve your dreams, it will be harder to believe in yourself. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with positive, encouraging people, their energy will help you strengthen your own belief. Find those who support your vision, who encourage you when you stumble, and who remind you of your worth when you forget. These people can be your friends, mentors, or even colleagues who believe in your potential. A strong support system is like a safety net that catches you when you fall and helps you get back up again. Along the way, you might encounter failure. Everyone does, but failure is not a reflection of your worth or abilities. It is simply a part of the process. Every successful person has failed at some point. What sets them apart is their ability to get back up after falling, to learn from their mistakes, and to keep moving forward. You have to train yourself to view failure as a lesson, not a defeat. Each failure is an opportunity to learn something new, to become stronger, and to refine your approach. The more you fail and continue to push forward, the more belief you build in your own resilience and capacity to succeed. Trust the process. Self-belief doesn't mean you have to have everything figured out from the start. It's about trusting that you are on the right path, even when things aren't going as planned. It's about having faith that each step, even the uncertain ones, is leading you toward your goal. Believing in yourself is not about being perfect. It's about having confidence in your ability to keep going, even when the way forward isn't clear. You may not always have all the answers, but you have the ability to find them. Believing in yourself is a decision. It's about choosing to trust in your ability to succeed, even when it feels difficult or uncertain. It's about silencing the doubts and affirming your worth. When you believe in yourself, everything else becomes possible. Your dreams stop being distant fantasies and become achievable goals. With self-belief, you can conquer any challenge, overcome any obstacle, and achieve anything you set your mind to. Surrounding yourself with people who lift you up is one of the most powerful ways to stay on track as you pursue your dreams. It's easy to think that we can achieve everything on our own, but the truth is, we are greatly influenced by the people around us. The energy, mindset, and attitudes of those we spend time with have a direct impact on how we feel about ourselves and our goals. If we are surrounded by people who support us, believe in us, and encourage us, we are more likely to stay motivated, positive, and focused. On the other hand, if we're surrounded by negativity, doubt, or people who don't share our values, it becomes much harder to stay committed to our dreams. The first step in creating a positive and supportive environment is to assess your current relationships. Take a good look at the people you spend the most time with. Do they inspire you? Do they encourage you to be your best self? Or do they make you doubt your abilities, dreams, and potential? This isn't to say that you should cut people out of your life, but rather, it's important to recognize the impact that different people have on your energy. You don't need to be surrounded by people who constantly agree with you, but you do need people who uplift you and challenge you in a constructive way. If you're constantly around people who belittle your dreams or drag you down, it will be hard to maintain the belief that you can succeed. Instead, seek out people who have a positive attitude and a growth mindset. These are the people who look at challenges as opportunities for growth. They don't see failure as an end, but as part of the journey. Being around such people can help you adopt a similar mindset. When you are surrounded by those who see the glass as half full, you too will begin to see the world with a more optimistic lens. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending that everything is perfect, but rather looking for the solutions and learning from setbacks. In addition to positive people, make sure to connect with people who share similar goals or values. It's often said that you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So, if you want to succeed in your dream, seek out people who are also driven, focused, and working toward their own goals. These connections can be a source of motivation, support, and accountability. When you have people around you who understand your journey, they can offer advice, share experiences, and provide encouragement when things get tough. This sense of camaraderie is invaluable because it reminds you that you are not alone in your pursuit. Networking and building relationships with people who are further along in their journey can also help propel you toward your goals. Having mentors or role models is incredibly powerful. These are people who have been where you are and can offer wisdom, advice, and guidance. They can help you avoid common pitfalls, provide direction, and even open doors for you. Surrounding yourself with individuals who have already achieved what you want to achieve helps you see what's possible and gives you a clearer idea of how to get there. It's also important to create a community that fosters growth and collaboration. Whether it's through social media, professional networks, or local groups, being part of a community of like-minded individuals who are all working towards similar goals creates a sense of unity and shared purpose. This community becomes a source of motivation and inspiration, as you can celebrate each other's successes and learn from one another's struggles. You don't have to do everything by yourself. In fact, collaboration and support can speed up your progress and open up new opportunities that you might not have found on your own. Remember that the people you surround yourself with should be supportive not just in words, but in actions as well. Look for people who genuinely care about your well-being and success. They should encourage you to take risks, push past your comfort zone, and celebrate your wins. But they should also hold you accountable when needed. The best kind of support is the kind that's honest and real. It's not about flattery or constant praise, but about people who believe in your potential and help you see it too. As you surround yourself with positive, encouraging people, don't forget to be that person for others as well. If you want to attract people who support and lift you up, you also have to offer that support to others. Build a community of people who believe in each other's dreams. When you give encouragement, you receive it in return, And this cycle of positivity helps everyone involved to stay focused on their goals. Creating a positive support network is a two-way street. The more you give, the more you get, and together you will all rise. Your journey toward your dreams will undoubtedly come with its ups and downs. But when you surround yourself with the right people, it becomes much easier to stay focused, motivated, and resilient. Having a supportive network of people who believe in you can make all the difference in how you approach challenges and how quickly you reach your goals. Setbacks are inevitable. In fact, they are often the most valuable part of the journey toward achieving your dreams. You can plan, prepare, and put in all the effort, but life has a way of throwing challenges your way. These challenges can sometimes feel like obstacles, roadblocks, or even failures. However, it is crucial to understand that setbacks are not the end. They are simply part of the process. Every successful person you admire has faced failure, frustration, and rejection at some point. But what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who give up is how they respond to these setbacks. The first thing to understand is that failure is not personal. It doesn't define you. A setback does not mean you're not capable or that your dream is out of reach. It simply means that you are on a path that involves learning, growth, and adaptation. When you face a setback, it's natural to feel discouraged or frustrated. Those emotions are valid, but what's important is how you channel those emotions. Instead of letting them paralyze you, use them as fuel. Instead of thinking, "I failed, so I should quit," think, "I've learned something valuable, and now I'm one step closer to figuring this out." Setbacks offer us the opportunity to adjust our approach, refine our methods, and come back stronger. Another key aspect to remember when facing setbacks is that they are temporary. No matter how difficult or frustrating they may seem at the time, setbacks do not last forever. Sometimes they are simply the universe's way of redirecting us toward a better path. When things aren't going according to plan, it's easy to feel like everything is falling apart. But with time, you'll look back and realize that those setbacks were not failures, but lessons. Every time you hit a wall, you gain the wisdom and resilience to either climb over it or find a new route around it. In many cases, those detours lead to greater opportunities. One of the most important things you can do when faced with a setback is to embrace it and learn from it. Every failure, mistake, or delay carries a lesson if you're willing to look for it. Ask yourself, what went wrong? What can I do differently next time? What did I learn from this experience? By reframing setbacks as lessons rather than failures, you take away their power over you. Instead of fearing setbacks, you'll start to see them as necessary parts of your journey that help you grow and evolve. Moreover, setbacks give you a chance to reassess your goals and methods. Sometimes what we think is the right way isn't the best way. A setback forces you to stop and reconsider your approach, your strategies, and your resources. It can help you clarify what is working and what isn't. If you've been moving full speed ahead without much thought or reflection, a setback can be a valuable opportunity to pause, reflect, and adjust your approach. In many cases, this reassessment leads to better ideas, strategies, and solutions that wouldn't have come to light if you hadn't faced the setback in the first place. It's also important to remember that setbacks are often temporary. The feelings of frustration or disappointment might feel overwhelming in the moment, but those feelings will pass. It's essential to give yourself permission to feel these emotions